not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you are loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. And there's not a single person that you're watching on the podcast today in the video program that wants to change that about you. We came with very simple intentions to anchor you in your foundation of safety, stability, and strength. But before we get to that, let's anchor the host. I'm Dr. Flo, online coach and mentor. Every day, I provide free and donation-based sliding scale services to people who need encouragement, equipment, and empowerment, not for my dream, but for their dream. I want to see all of my clients follow their bliss and live the life of happiness, healthiness, and freedom according to their terms. I want all of my people, free, paid, and in between, to experience the fullness of life. And Love in Action Network is a container where I assist people to be their best selves and to become 1% better every day. Throughout the journey of building this and turning it from Love City Arts into Love in Action Network, we met an architect in Minnesota. Her name is Tara Praolo. I'll let you tell the people about your awesome, Tara.
Hey, y'all. I'm Tara Prowlo. Sometimes I really wish that I was like an actual Southerner, like had an accent to give y'all, but I'm not. I'm a Midwesterner and I'm in Minnesota, so sometimes the Minnesota comes out. I'm Tara Prowlo. I'm your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same for the betterment of your life. Speak your feelings. I don't have to take responsibility for it, but y'all can speak your feelings. Uh, speak your feelings. Um, we're doing root chakra today, the I amness. If y'all are questioning your I amness, or you don't know how to like share it with the world, a lot of people we say, I gotta put on my do not disturb. That's the WhatsApp, y'all. Coming out. If you want to join the Love in Action WhatsApp community, you can do that at lovedandlovable.bio.link, 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 and you will get flared whenever we go live. For certain lives, you do need to be a part of RLC, which is Dr. Flo's fan club. So come on over there. That is also a separate WhatsApp chat. But both of those are linked on the website. If you're questioning your I amness, I was like, where am I going with that? Or you just don't know how to say it. In about 2 weeks, not this Friday, but the following Friday, I'll be offering my Nail Your Intro and Closer masterclass again, because the world needs it. That's why. And we're going to talk about I amness today and rooting into it and being okay with it, and being comfortable and allowing that to lead us through our weeks and our lives, and our centers. Do you want to do chakra this week? I think I read them the last couple weeks, the info, but I don't care. I can keep going.
I just wanted to share that when you know who you are able to be cozy, as Beyonce would say, in any environment. It doesn't matter if there are people who look like you or don't look like you. It doesn't matter if there are people who have a deeper level of education than you have or not, deeper level of experience or not. When you are confident and courageous in who you are, and you see yourself as a safe space and a stable place and a strong place, it changes the whole game. This is why in our community daily, whether we're on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or Clubhouse, we usually open the room by saying things like, wholeness, Tara,
Wholeness, Dr. Flo.
because what that does is it creates a baseline for the experience. If Tara and I can commit for the next 30 minutes or so to lead from a place of wholeness, to honor each other as whole people, it changes the whole game. Have you noticed that there are a lot of people who try to relate to us as a culture as broken? Look at them looting. Look at the way they talk. Look at how they interact with each
Look at
other.
them trying to disrupt the gymnastics industry. Y'all aren't taking that man to Worlds, and he won the number 2 all-around slot. Pissed about it.
So we spend a lot of our time trying to prove to the mainstream that we belong when we could just give that coziness to ourselves and be whole. And so for the next 30 minutes or so, we're just going to relate to each other as whole. Not perfect.
Not perfect.
Not perfect. We may stumble a word.
We may say the wrong thing. We may think we're saying what we're believing, and then we change it 2 seconds later because we didn't say what we believed in. That happens to me all the time. I'm like, oh, I don't really actually believe that thing that I said. Let me rephrase.
And when you're whole and moving from a place of wholeness, you allow yourself the inner space and the outer space to change your mind. A lot of people are living out a plan that they don't want to live because they said they were going to live that plan 5 years ago.
Right.
What are people going to think about me? And by people, what are my friends going to think about me? What is my family going to think about me? What are my donors going to think about me? What are my clients going to think about me? Who else is on that list, Paolo, of people that we put in power over our wholeness?
Random strangers. Like, I do that. Like, oh, somebody's going to see me read this sign. And that's embarrassing. I got to know where I'm going. Weird. Just read
You
the
told
sign.
me about that.
It's a weird thing. Like, I don't want to look stupid in front of people, right? Like, or like, have you ever taken a wrong turn, and instead of like immediately finding the next turn to U-turn on, you just kind of like keep following the wrong turn that you took until the person behind you is no longer behind you, so nobody knows that you took the wrong turn? Y'all ever done that? Because I do that. Okay? I do that.
That's how you end up in a whole different state.
It happened to me like when I had those choir concerts. Was that just last weekend? It was just last weekend. I was trying, okay, there was construction and I was trying to get home, okay? And so like my GPS was like, keep going straight and take a right. Well, the road was closed. And so I U-turned, but then my GPS kept saying, like, go back the other way. So I kept trying to take turns to like get around this construction thing. And anyway, ended up like, and then there was a car behind me and they were like following me. They weren't like following me, but they were behind me. And I was like, well, I can't like U-turn and have this car see me because I just U-turned where they saw me. So I just kept like going and ended up going the complete wrong direction on the highway and having to take another exit. And it was a whole thing, y'all.
Burning all that gas.
Right. Killing the
worried
environment.
about what some stranger thinks about you.
Right. Killing the environment, even though it's not actually our consumption of gas, y'all. That's the problem. It is the corporations that are built under capitalism that are being unethical. But
and if you want to hear more about those kinds of conversations and you are unafraid and unapologetic to have those conversations, we run a program on Thursday, same platform, on Facebook and YouTube and beyond, called Deconstruction Junction. I apologize for not getting the replay up from last week, and it's coming very soon. But every Thursday, for now, until our schedules perhaps shift, we gather to unpack the so-called tough conversations. Many of you are in spaces at present where you cannot talk about politics or religion or anything taboo. You can't talk about butt sex. You can't talk about anal beads. You can't talk about swingers. You can't talk about vanilla encounters. You can't talk about kink. Like, there's just so many things in society that's going to get me clipped over here on TikTok. There's so many things that you cannot say out loud, and that is a prison of our own making. And today we're going to talk about how to set ourselves free from that prison. Once again, repeat my language, not waiting on some deity or someone to set us free. How are we going to use the power of our I am to set ourselves free? The root chakra helps. Muladhara, the first chakra in the traditional 7 chakra system. Eventually, we're going to have Poppy Water on because there's actually 9 now. There's one that's under the root and one that's above the crown. I'm not skilled enough to talk about it quite yet, so we'll have him on to talk about these super energies. But the chakra of the day, the root chakra, is all about security, groundedness, and our connection to the earth. And a lot of people are dealing with anxiety and depression today, or all out fear, because they don't feel grounded in who they are. And there are many reasons for this. You could be a person like me who was abusing substances. That will definitely make you feel groundless. You could be a person who had a lot of people around you growing up, teachers, preachers, parents, who made you second guess who you are. There are many reasons why we are giant elephants still tied to the baby chair. But knowing who you are and getting clear about the things that make you feel secure, grounded, and connected will start to set you free. I'm coincidentally wearing the color that represents the root chakra today. It's red. On the days where you need more confidence and courage, try putting red into your outfit, wearing those red earrings, wearing the red shoes, wearing the red socks. You know, what would it hurt for you to go to the Dollar Tree today and just pick out a pair of red socks and say, on the days where I need more courage, I'm going to wear these socks. Maybe no one will know that I'm wearing them, but I'm wearing them in order to signal to myself that I would like an increase in my courage. This color anchors us in the present moment and it relates to our basic survival needs. Remember, folks, that no matter who you are, we are all looking for shelter, energetic, spiritual, physical, food, energetic, spiritual, physical, family, whether that's your family of origin or chosen family. And I got to tell you, no matter whether it's a family of origin or chosen, they will get on your nerves. Uncle Flo has crazy days and will torment the Praolo house. I'm 900 miles away. And when I'm having an awful day, sometimes it bleeds and leads. Right? But knowing questions about, like, beloved, are you feeling sheltered? Do you have the food you need? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like you have a family? How can I help you with your financial stability? And maybe that's not you giving your treasure to another person. Maybe that's you just having a conversation where you brainstorm with a friend about where the opportunities are. Tara has shared so much of her abundance with me and Poppy and our mission and ministry, but most of the help outside of the thousands of dollars she's contributed here has come through having conversations with me where we map out all of the opportunities for my I am to be made manifest in the earth through my services and memberships. When I'm balanced in my root chakra, and remember, root chakras are not demonic, they're not evil, they're not satanic. It's just a language and a tool that we use in our network to talk about the things that we need to talk about to be okay. When I'm feeling out of balance with my root chakra, I don't feel safe. I don't feel supported. I don't feel resilient. And remember, we don't all feel resilient. We may be on here with our pretty faces talking to the world through Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, but we don't always feel resilient as leaders and as adults. That can happen. We also may experience fear which we have a acronym for fear that we borrowed from the mystics and the spiritual teachers. False evidence appearing real. Believing that bad things are going to happen to you or that you're not going to make it through your very figure-outable life. That false evidence appearing real can really get you into some stinking thinking and really work against your productivity.
For sure. For sure. A lot of us, I think a lot of us try to put on a bravado in terms of, business ownership, showing up, performing, whatever that is for you, whatever that thing is for you that you're trying to bring into the world. But the reality is that most of us have fear. And actually, all of us have fear. And it's whether or not we're going to admit that fear to ourselves that allow, like, if we do not admit it, we will not move forward. Like, the thing that is stopping you is the fear that you're holding. That is the thing. And that is what all of these coaches are talking about. That is what all of these therapists are talking about. That is what all of us are talking about, light workers. We're all trying to heal the fear that is real, right? The sensation of fear is real in our bodies, but we're trying to heal and get rid of that, right? So you don't have to be ashamed if you have fear, because Effie, we all got fear. Okay. We all got.
I looked it up. People who lack a normal level of fear in our society are often characterized as psychopaths.
Oh, well, you don't want to be Ted Bundy in this bitch. Okay.
There's also a thing called hypophobia.
What's that?
That is the lack of fear.
Oh.
According to the National Library of Medicine, because we read here and we read well here and we are researched, we fact check ourselves. Fear is an unpleasant emotional response to perceiving a threat causing physiological changes. Humans feel fear for positive motives as it plays a crucial role in our survival. Just as the right balance in life is ideal, pathological fear is often described in one of its exaggerations of having too much. However, lack of fear or hypophobia can be just as devastating and debilitating. This can be demonstrated in the analogy between those who feel no pain, who also demonstrate increased risk and decreased life expectancy.
Yeah, because you're jumping off shit to see if you feel pain. There was like a whole Lifetime movie on this, y'all. It was like a little girl. It was a little so-called white girl, and she was like jumping off balconies and stuff in it. Like she was just trying to feel pain. It was crazy. It was crazy. I remember that. I don't know. I watched it when I was a teenager. I couldn't tell you what the name was, child, but it was a thing. It was a thing.
So the messaging here from us is that we're not pretending like we don't have fear, and we're not advocating in our community for people to live a life where there's no fear. That's actually dangerous.
And not advocating that you cannot teach or cannot proceed like simply because you have fear. Like simply because you're in the midst of figuring out that fear does not mean that you cannot lead a room, or you cannot be in a room, or you cannot discuss that. Like I really think that a lot of the problems that we get into is hiding the fear that we have. I mean, and as performers, like we're taught, right? I think this is kind of one of the prisons of performing. We are taught to not like fake it until you make it, right? We're taught to be confident instead of like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous about this, and being real with somebody else. So, Ross. What? Sorry, y'all.
A good mom will always root you.
Yes. Yes.
Even in real time. Listen, while you were speaking and calling your home back into order, I asked the algorithm and the AI to give me, and I won't say all of them, but maybe you can chime in, Tara, about some of the ones that helped you. I asked it to give me 20 things that you can do to balance your root chakra. And once again,
Perfect.
it's not a place in your body that you can touch with your finger. It's an energetic place or point where you can focus on it and use the tools of your intuition to become a more grounded individual. First thing first, grounding meditation. Tara, you may want to follow along.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Real time.
That's not
it. That's really not it.
That's not it again.
The copy and paste is not working, y'all.
There it is.
There it is.
You may want to ground yourself through meditation. You may want to walk barefoot in nature. You may want to practice yoga poses for grounding. You may want to eat root vegetables like carrots, beets, sweet potatoes, and turnips and onions, because those are grounded vegetables. And we know that we can use food to be our medicines. You may want to, if you're woo-woo out there, you may want to wear or carry grounding crystals. I'm going to do 4 more, Tara, and then flip to you.
Roger.
You may want to use grounding essential oils like patchouli, cedarwood, and sandalwood. You may want to chant the root chakra mantra of Lam, Lam, Lam. Vocalizing the sound in a deep tone can activate and balance your root chakra. You may want to focus on red imagery and surround yourselves with red clothing, candles, blankets, and art to stimulate that chakra's frequency using color magic. You may want to commit yourself to a consistent daily routine, like I'm bringing coffee back into my life. I'm a whole different person and a better human when I'm using that coffee magic. You may want to engage in strength building exercises like weightlifting, squats, hiking, and other lower body workouts to energize and stabilize the chakra. Take it away, Tara.
Yeah, you might want to practice mindful breathing. We did that right before the close of the clubhouse room this morning. Taking deep, slow breaths, whatever way that feels good to you. It says focus on the lower belly. I say just focus on the breath itself and where it's going in your body. That's just a singer thing. Declutter and organize your space. Actually, clean and orderly environments make me a little anxious. So I don't really like that advice, but if it works for you, then it works for you. Financial grounding, budgeting and saving and tracking your spending can be good if you're like feeling anxious that you have no money. Track it. I did that just a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, I want to do this thing, but I'm going to quit this thing because I don't have the money. And then I was like, okay, girl. Or you could just actually look at your budget and realize that you so do. Practice self-reliance skills. Cheapers. Spend time with supportive community. We do that daily in Love and Action Network at 11 a.m. Like literally, that's what we're there for. Connect to ancestral roots. Learn about your family heritage and traditions to deepen your sense of belonging. Visualize a red spinning wheel at your base. That would be if you're very woo-woo. And that works for you. Listen to grounding music. Dr. Flo does this a lot and invites you all in. Drumming, chanting, or deep bass tones resonate with the root chakra's frequency. Practice gratitude. Oh my gosh. Practice gratitude for basic needs met. I don't know what is happening there. we do this at the end of every clubhouse room that we do. We practice gratitude, okay? And it can be as simple or as complicated as we need it to be. But in these gratitudes, oftentimes people are recognizing safety, shelter, food, and health. Yes, we get a lot. We get a lot of those answers. And you can engage in tactile hands-on activity. This is something that I do. I love to garden. I actually do love pottery. I love cooking. I've never done woodworking, but I would love to try. Would love to try. But yeah, hands-on stuff. And that's also why I'm y'all, you might hear it in the background. And no, I'm not a swinger, y'all. It just happens to be a pineapple, which is also a symbol of IVF. But like, deal with it. I have a fidget. I have a fidget popper.
Well, if you swing enough, you may end up not needing IVF. So I see how that's connected. Perhaps.
Yikes.
All right, y'all. We never leave you with a bunch of answers. We try to leave you with more questions than answers. And while Tara makes sure that her house isn't burning to the ground with husband and baby, I'm going to take you through some questions related to this week's theme. Throughout the week, as we root to rise from the root chakra into our crown chakra, 7 days, 7 chakras, we're going to be carrying questions of a particular theme. And week 33 of the year, week 33 out of 52 weeks in the year, so we are way past the halfway point, folks. This week's theme is all about leading with love, compassionate leadership. And whether you're a parent or you're leading an organization as I'm leading, or no matter what you're doing, you're probably influencing and leading someone in your life. And these daily reflection questions will help you move from your root to crown using these universal questions. And so here are questions today that relate to building trust as the groundwork for your leadership. What daily actions do I take to make those I lead feel safe and supported? Great question. What daily actions do I take to make those I lead feel safe and supported? And for those of you who are parents or running families or running communities, what actions are you taking to make your kids and your spouses and your partners and your community feel safe and supported? How do you maintain consistency in your leadership style during both calm and turbulent times? How do you maintain consistency in your leadership style during both calm and turbulent times? They say that you don't know the truth about a person until you've seen them under extreme pressure. And over the last couple of years of my life, I would dare say over the last decade of my life, I've been under extreme pressure. And what you've seen about me is that even when the sky seems to be falling, and even when I'm in incredible challenge, I still show up to encourage people, because encouraging people encourages me. What practices help me remain grounded when making important decisions? What practices help you remain grounded when making important decisions? How do you ensure that your leadership vision has a strong, sustainable foundation? How do you ensure that your leadership vision has a strong, sustainable foundation? For me, it starts with telling the fucking truth. Radical honesty and radical acceptance of the love and truth that's on the table has changed my life. In what ways do you communicate stability to your community, Tara? Is there a particular way that you enjoy allowing people in your life to know that you got a friend in me?
You got a friend in me. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. All right. You've got a friend in me. um, you know what? And this, for whatever reason, like I was like second guessing myself, but like just my general presence. Like I try to be a calming presence in most people's lives. Like I'm not out here trying to give y'all Anxiety, I'm not out here trying to make you fearful. I'm not out here trying to scare you. I'm not out here trying to fearmonger you. I'm out here to just tell you the facts and to just be calm. So my presence is the thing for me that I offer, right? Just to chill, for everybody to chill, because our nervous systems have to be calm to change the world. You know, that's a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
I don't know how we think we're going to find the peace and stability and the freedom in our lives if we are chaotic and unnerved and all over the place. This is why we do Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and other mantras and chants in our community every day. I can't start my day or even have a restful sleep cycle if I'm in internal chaos. We teach here that everybody, and we teach universal truth to universal people, everyone has about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And some of those are beating us up like a piñata.
Right. For real. For real. All right. Am I doing the last 5? I think so. Yes. What boundaries help protect the safety and well-being of those I serve? We talked about boundaries in the clubhouse room this morning. How do I respond to crises in a way that reinforces trust and security? Ah, yes. Which core values keep my leadership rooted in compassion? Ah, that's the one I'm going to ask you, Dr. Flo, just so you know. I'm going to read the last 2 and then we're going to circle back. How do I provide clear direction without being rigid? And what traditions or rituals anchor me as a leader and inspire others? So which core values, Dr. Flo, keep your leadership rooted in compassion?
Alex, Steve, what's the lady that used to host Who Wants to Be Meredith Vieira? Shout out to her.
Shout out.
Host. I'm going to go with the 3 E's of Love and Action Network. The one core of ideas and values that's kept this thing stabilized for as long as it has been, and this little social experiment called Love and Action Network, formerly known as Love City Arts, has been a very bumpy ride at times. But eventually we got focused, and one day out of my mouth popped, we only do 3 things here in the network of value and worth. We encourage you, we equip you, and we empower you. And it became this guidance system that allows us to keep each other in check. Tara and I are very directorial people. We're also professional project managers. So it's very easy for us to nitpick at each other about what's not going well or what's out of place. And at one point in a previous version of our relationship, that's old, we're new, goodbye, we used to constantly give each other notes about our personal and professional lives until we made the agreement, and everything starts with an agreement. Is there enough agreement? Shout out to our co-light workers, allegedly.
Allegedly. Shout out.
Is there enough agreement that in our professional relationship, in our philanthropy, and in our personal relationship, that we can anchor ourselves in encouraging each other as much as we can, equipping each other with the tools, spiritual, emotional, physical, financial, and empowering each other to get all of the juice out of our life fruit. And those core values keeps us compassionate. You cannot be degrading your friends. You cannot be a source of encouragement and discouragement to your family and expect them to rise. Some of y'all know exactly what the fuck you're doing. One moment you're telling your friends they can do it, and then the next moment you're saying, yeah, but have you seen how awful the world is? One moment you're encouraging them to reach out on their dreams, and then the next moment you're reminding them about Gaza and Sudan and how those people don't have anything, so you shouldn't have anything either. And so we've figured out ways in our network to keep it high on the encouragement. We don't get it right every day. You will see us be imperfectly perfect, complete, and whole in this. But those 3 E's, the simplistic approach to encouraging people, letting them know that they can do all things with love, the ones who are bold enough to ask us about the tools we use. Someone asked me the other day, one of my new clients said, Dr. Flo, I love those little cartoon things you make. I said, oh, that's Snapchat. That's Snapchat and a Bitmoji. Just go into Snapchat for free, make your Bitmoji. I'll send you a link to the lens.
Make sure you put a Viking shirt on it.
Skull. Did they win yesterday?
We did, 20-10. Skull Vikings. I've been a fan for 34 years. So you all would think I would know the words to the theme song.
You would think that. I've been a fan for 1 year total and some change if you count all the yelling in the background I endured for the first 3 years of Tara and I's relationship. It was kind of like if I didn't skull, I was going to have an issue. So you
were going to be heavily disappointed every fall. You were going to you're either going to come on board or you're not and be unhappy. Okay.
But you're going to go.
You're going to go.
You're going to go. I also want to answer question 9 and 10 because they really struck in me, and then we can do our gratitudes and get the fuck up out of here. And the ancestors agree. How do I provide clear direction without being rigid as a leader in my house? Although Poppy Water and I co-lead, we're true partners. We both get to break the ties and make the decisions. That was one of the hardest things for me to adjust to, this idea that everything was a committee as it relates to relationship. Even with Tara, it's not a dictatorship here. It's consensus.
I'm so excited about that.
Tara taught an amazing masterclass a couple days ago, and she brought in this idea of consensus decision-making. That was so great. I can't wait for y'all to catch the replays if you can very soon. But the way I provide clear direction without being rigid is by, here comes more micro list from Flo. I have a requirement that the people who work with me, that are in a relationship with me, are honest, open, complete it, Tara.
Willing and available. How dash
That's it.
How dash
So I'm able to give directions and to speak my needs and expectations without being rigid, because I'm typically working with and surrounded by people who are trying to be those things to me the best they can. Classic example. Tara and I have graphics that we are getting into a habit of putting out every night to let you know what's happening in the network. We do miss some days. Say it again?
I said Tara's a little bit behind on that, but it's okay.
It's fine. We miss some days because, you hear the baby that she's got. I'm reaching out for bigger opportunity in my life and stepping out on faith to actually take Love in Action Network global and national. And so we're just busy being fabulous. I mean, who's going to blame us?
Right. Well, and it's a new thing, y'all. We work out the kinks, we figure out what works best. And that's one of the benefits of being in relationship for 3 years or 4 years, is that you figure out how to pick up each other's whatever and then move it forward and then find a system that actually does work, like Boost.
We are sun rising and sunsetting projects every other day to find what feels good under a strategy called emergent strategy, where you allow nature and life to emerge and then you go with it in a harmonious way in community. And so I said to her, where did these old graphics come from? They're saying today in Love and Action Network when we made the decision to change them to coming up in Love and Action Network. It was easy for me to give that clear direction or redirect to Tara because we're honest, open, willing, and available. She could have said, no, I don't want to change the graphics. Change them your fucking self, Flo. I'm not willing or available to do it. But how it gets to be non-rigid is by knowing that the people that you're working with want to share a common goal with you of doing it the best that we can. The last question, what traditions or rituals anchor me as a leader and inspire others? Every day, if y'all come to our social audio rooms, currently on Clubhouse, we enjoy that platform for now. We have a ritual and a tradition called Roses, Thorns, Needs, and Seeds. And this gives us an opportunity to see the things in people's lives that they're really happy about, the things that are bringing them joy and lighting them up like the bloom on a rose. And also the thorns, the things that are going ouchy and making them uncomfortable. We talk about these things. We also ask people very clearly, and they dodge. We got people in our community that dodge their needs. We recognize that everyone has a need. I have needs. Tara has needs. The global network has needs. People will talk about everything but what they actually need. For example, I'm going to be starting campaigns very soon to get the money up and the donations up in the network so I can truly cook this dream before year end. I don't want to spend another year talking about my love revival and my 24-hour gospel kirtans and worship sessions. I want to do it, but I need money and support and time, talent, and treasure from people to do it. Those are my needs. And every day as a ritual, we ask people. I ask Tara every day, what do you need today to feel supported? We do co-working almost every day in the network. The first thing Tara asks is, what are your intentions? What are your signal tasks? What do you need to be successful today? And there are millions of people who go through their life thinking that nobody cares because no one's asking them about their needs. And of course, seeds are things like taraparolo.com, lovedandlovable.bio.link. Both of those spaces will take you to each other's platforms. Those are the seeds that we're throwing out into the world where when watered by us and watered by other light workers, they're going to grow into something larger than her burning buds on Roblox, which are really high in the sky.
They're really big. Did you see the person that asked me, the rando on Roblox that was like, yo, how did you get them to grow that way? I was like, ask Jandal. I don't know.
She has this amazing fertilizer or something on her plot where things that she plants on her garden get really, really big.
Really big. I can't even climb to the top of one of the arms because it's straight up. I can't do it. Haven't been to the top yet. But it's like disco at the top.
Well, at least you know that no one's going to come and steal it.
That part. I did harvest a 27 million burning bud because someone inspected it. So I took it down and sold it. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you grateful for today?
I am grateful for the time that is given to us and the decisions therein. I am grateful to continue to walk a mission and to know that I have a mission. And I am grateful to abundance. I'm grateful for abundance. Uh, despite all of the noise that it causes, like literal actual sound that you all are hearing, like my dog and the child. Anyway, but yes, I'm grateful for abundance. What are you grateful for, Dr. Flo?
I'm grateful for hope and joyful hope. Not, Lord, help me. I hope things work out for me. Goodness me. I hope things turn around. I'm grateful for a joyful, enthusiastic hope that all is well, all is well. Everything is working out for our highest good. And out of this situation, only good must come. And we are safe. We are very safe. I'm grateful to be bold about what I'm asking the universe and earth angels for. People do not know what we need unless we speak it. And I'm grateful for the boldness of my speech today. My third gratitude is for being humble, but also recognizing my accomplishments and my capability. I'm grateful to be Uncle Flo and Brother Flo and Pastor Flo and a normal human and an ordinary guy. But I'm also grateful that I'm capable and honest, open, willing, and available to tap into that extraordinary part of me. That's a choice. It's a choice to take yourself and your life energy from just mundane and ordinary, just getting through, to extraordinary. And I'm realizing that a lot of our personalities and aura and energy has a dial where we're making the decision moment by moment. You see Tara and I come in here every week, multiple times a week. We're making a decision as professional performers and as average motherfuckers to make our energy big enough to cast it in front of 5.56 billion people. That's a choice. I'm grateful that when I want to be small, I'm able to be small. And when I want to be big, I have the capacity and the strength and the courage and the wisdom to be big. And a lot of people are avoiding me right now because they're like, is he going to be small today? Or is he going to be big today? Expect me. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be big. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be big. We boldly proclaim in this network as often as we can that our futures, I don't know about y'all on TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, or listening on the podcast on Spotify or whatever. Our future in this network, we agree, is bright, joyous, and secure. Thanks for watching today.
DJS.
Thanks for watching today and holding space for love daily as you do within the network. Thank you for loving us exactly as we are, and most importantly, loving yourself exactly as you are, loved and lovable. There's a gentleman in North Carolina who's been in prison for a very long time. He has not touched outside since 1979. His name is Charles McNair. They pay him in prison 30 cents a day, and they've been holding him captive on native soil for decades. We speak of him today. He is deteriorating in prison. They keep moving him around the state because they don't want to set him free. Even if he committed the crime that they say he did, which was done to him by an adult. He was abused by an adult when he was underage. And the state of North Carolina has kept him in prison for decades. We speak his name, Charles McNair. Let my people go. And on behalf of Poppy Water 33, Tara Olo Studio, myself, Andre and the Flow, and all of our production team here at Love and Action Network, we invite you, as always, to stay in your power, stay in your joy, stay loved and lovable, and we will see you sometime soon around our fabulous and vibrant network. Take care.